Hey guys, Toasted993 here.
And I'm Itachi9695. Welcome to another discussion video, and today we're going to be talking about a very recently released um, DLC level for Sonic Lost World.
Sonic Lost World!
Yes.
Zelda Zone.
Yes, this series right here finally came to Sonic. Finally crossed over.
Crossed over to the other side.
Yes, indeed.
All the cool people are.
They are. I mean, Mario's already crossed over with Sonic, even though it was at the Olympics. Yoshi's crossed over with Sonic in the previous DLC level, and now we get The Legend of Zelda. Huzzah.
And then if we wait 8 more months, we get
Um,
Mega Man.
yeah, no.
No, but that's in Smash Brothers, so that kind of
Yeah,
doesn't
we got
count.
Smash Brothers to cover that. Anyway, on to the actual
Yeah.
DLC level. Um, I like it. I'm just gonna put it simply, I like it. Obviously Cody's not gonna have
I
much to
like,
say.
actually I do. From what I've seen of it, I like it too. There's only really one big problem I have. This is the time where they could have took from the Black Knight and gave him a sword again and made it fun. But no, no
Yeah,
sword, no. Yeah,
well, this is just a Sonic Lost World, a Sonic Lost World level. So they pretty much had to work around the Sonic Lost World engine. They already, kind of altered the game enough. Like, for example, instead of rings, we have rupees. But rupees don't quite work the same way as rings, like the medals did in Yoshi's Island, in the Yoshi's Island level. Actually, I'm going to go and talk about the Yoshi's Island level real quick, because we never actually talked about this before. The Yoshi's Island level was a completely 2D level done in the style of, well, Yoshi's Island. You hit the blocks, eggs came out, you'd pick up the eggs, they'd follow you around. You couldn't throw them, but if you managed to get uh, the eggs all the way to the end, you'd get quite a few extra lives, especially if you managed to like hit all the boxes and get all the eggs. So if you're looking for a level to live farm in, that level's a good one. Uh, I liked it, but what happened there was basically it was basically another Sonic Lost World level, a Sonic Lost World 2D level, where you had, the flowers, because there are like 5 flowers in each Yoshi's Island stage, I think, and they kind of made those the red rings of that level, and then the coins became, rings because when you got hit, the coins fell out, and, you know, it was basically just reskinning the game, I guess. However, with this level, now don't get me wrong, the Yoshi level was great. I loved the Yoshi level. Actually, it's probably my favorite 2D level in all of Sonic Lost World. But this Zelda level just improved everything. Like, not only is it a 3D level, which in Sonic Lost World I really, really preferred over the 2D levels, because the 2D levels were kind of slow and stuff, but the 3D levels I could actually get a sense of speed from, the occasional exploration. I like the 3D levels in Sonic Lost World, and I kind of wish the game focused on those a bit more. But anyway, basically what they did is they took assets from The Legend of Zelda and put them in a Sonic level. However, instead of simply like replacing rings with rupees and you know uh, stuff like that, they actually gave you hearts, like you do in the Legend of Zelda games. And it'll even like if you're down your last heart, it'll start beeping just like in the Legend of Zelda. And I thought that was actually a nice touch. Uh,
it might be, but that's annoying as
It is.
crap
It
to me.
it is, but I mean, they're trying to be faithful to it, and I think they succeeded quite well. And the other thing was this actually gave Sonic a completely new character model, like just for this level. Go to any other level, you're still just Sonic, even the Yoshi's Island level. But you go to this level, and all of a sudden you put on Link's
Yeah,
clothes, his hat, his tunic, his boots, his gloves. It's Sonic cosplaying as Link.
but he still don't have a
but he
sword
doesn't have sword. Oh well.
or a shield.
But that doesn't detract from the fun of the level, though. The level is still very fun. You know,
That's true. I would just like to see him, you know, bring back swordplay with Sonic. That's just one of the things that when you think of a Zelda game, that's what you think of, or at least in my opinion, you do.
yeah,
No,
yeah. I
it's
mean,
dangerous to go
cause,
take.
cause, you know, I open up my my Hyrule Historia here, and the first illustration I see, you know, besides the besides when you just open it and there's a little whatever blob thing, this is the first thing you see. So there.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, but you know, I didn't mind the fact that he didn't really have a sword because it wasn't really necessary at all for this level, especially the way that they designed it. But there are rupees in the level, but they don't work the same as rings, where you know you get hit, you lose all your rupees, and then you can just collect whatever fell out, and you could still keep going. Like I said, your health is completely based on the hearts, and you can collect up to two more within the level. They're in chests. The first one's in the first part of the level, where it's basically the overworld. It's basically outside. Think of it as, you know, one of the areas that's outside of a dungeon. Basically, it's bright. It's a plains area, but for some reason, even though it's daytime, the skeletons come out. I thought that was kind of weird. Anyway, but there are Octoroks in the ground. You can like homing attack their little projectiles that they shoot at you, and you do that, and they go straight back to the Octoroks and kill them. I thought that was awesome. You could,
I don't know why, but yeah, that is
yeah,
kind of awesome, actually.
and there are actually two gossip stones within that part of the world, where if you're low on health, you can just walk up to one. Only once, I think. I could be wrong because I only ever used them once or twice to heal, but it'll heal you completely because there's a fairy inside the gossip stone. You know, kind of like if you'd played Zelda's Lullaby in front of a gossip stone in Ocarina of Time. Um, but apparently I didn't know this until I actually watched another YouTube video on it. If you use the black bomb wisp and detonate it next to the gossip stone, it will take off like a rocket. But yeah, eh, that's pretty much all. Oh wait, I almost forgot about them. There are you know the cuckoos, the chickens. You can attack those, and
Yeah.
they will come after you with all their feathered
Yeah.
fury. And yes, I'm dead serious. They will attack you.
Yeah.
You attack them, they call in some of their friends, and they attack you right back. It's awesome and hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, but after you're done exploring in the
The thing is
overworld,
they've always attacked you back. And again,
yeah,
that's another nice touch.
yeah,
But yeah, like I mean, yeah.
the attention to detail in this level was tremendous. But anyway, so then you blow up a rock using this little bomb enemy that they had in Sonic Lost World, um, conveniently. And he just kind of like blew up next to this giant pile of rocks, and you just went into this cave section. You know, basically, it was basically one of the tubed cave sections from Sonic Lost World, just kind of reskinned to be kind of like Zelda. It's probably my, I don't know. I'm not quite sure if it's really my least favorite part of the level because it actually is still pretty fun, but you know, it just kind of felt a bit more like the Sonic Lost World cave levels rather than a completely new level. But I still liked it because they kept everything the same. You know, the rupees are still there. The skeletons still pop out of the ground every once in a while, and that's the other area where you can find the second heart that you can get to extend your health. Um, but that's really it. I mean, yeah, there's this one section where you kind of like bounce off a spring and you go into the air, and you can see Link riding by on his loft wing from Skyward Sword, and I thought that was pretty cool. Actually, he would do that from time to time. If you like bounced off a spring in certain locations, Link would just swoop in on his loft wing, just kind of ride by, like, "What's up?" Um,
What's up, douchebag stealing my costume?
oh hey, you like green too? Good choice. But yeah, and then
Master
at the end
Chief
of the
is
level,
green.
you get the Triforce, which
Yep.
I'm cool with that. But back to the rupees for a second, because I actually didn't really touch on what they actually do. What the rupees actually do, rather than serving as rings, and they actually like have the different types of rupees too. They have the green ones, the blue ones, and the red ones, and I think there are a few purple ones, and they all have their different values still. But what they do
Duh.
is they actually the number of rupees you collect becomes the number of animals you rescue for that level. So it's a really good level if you're just looking for more flickies to open up new levels, because you can collect like about 1,000 per visit to that level if you explore long enough, and I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But that's really all I have to say about that level. But anyway,
Yeah, me too.
If you have Sonic Lost World on the Wii U, because this isn't available on the 3DS version, because who would want to do that on the 3DS version? But if you have Sonic Lost World on the Wii U, get it. It's completely free, and so is the Yoshi's Island level. So get both of those. They're both free, and you should totally get them. That's all I'm gonna say.
Definitely. Definitely.
And I mean, come on, it's free. It's free. How can you turn down free extra levels? Anyway.
If you got a Sonic fan, you don't have the internet. But
Anyway,
yeah, guys, I think that's about it. So
so yeah, two guys in their games signing out.